What's going on, world? Your man, Mr. Mac.
And I'm Crystal Levin.
This is the M+M+M show, aka the show, coming to you live and direct with a young lady who is very enterprising, very celebrity status, and very person where
she's very she's
everything.
Very.
Yeah, she's if Texas was a person, it would definitely be living in her shirt. Hon, could you please introduce yourself so people know that I'm not lying?
I am Kendra Sunderland, also known as Oregon State Library Girl. This is me, fresh out of bed. Hello.
In a matching hat and bra.
Yeah, I'm actually, so you said it's funny, or like, what hotel are you at? It's actually my friend's house. His name's Kirill, and he owns this company called Assholes Live Forever. They have really funny, offensive stuff, so I'm always over here at their like shoot house, just chilling. They have a nice pool, so I thought I would just come lay by the pool for the day.
You said shoot house, and I feel like a percentage of our listeners might not even know what that is.
I guess just a place where you can do photo shoots. I think I came here the day before yesterday, and you just do like fun photo shoots, because they used to be at the warehouse, but there's only so much you can do there. So they got a nice house in the hills with a nice pool and a nice view. And I was like, that's great. I'll be over there using the pool every weekend. Sounds good to me.
It's nice to have friends in high places, and especially when you're in a high place too. So hey. When I Googled you, the first thing that came up is that you're banned from Instagram. So what happened? Some bad sex jokes gone wrong?
No. Don't answer for. I'd like to hear this straight from the cleavage's mouth. Let this woman speak.
Let the titties talk.
It's been a very long love-hate relationship with Instagram. I remember when I first started out as library girl when I was 19, I went through a lot of different Instagrams and Snapchats, and then I finally got this one to stick for like years and years. I had the real Kendra Sunderland, and I was verified. I hit 2 million followers. I was like, life is good. Like, I loved having that account. Like, you could show it to people and people would be like, oh wow, we want to work with you. But I also thought, like, I'm like a free the nipple type person. So I thought, there's nothing wrong with me posting a photo where you can technically see my nipples through my shirt. Like, guys can post photos topless. Like, why can't I? So I think I tried to get away with that. I tried to get away with that for a long time, and like flashing them on my lives. Like, I kind of was like thinking I could do whatever I want. And then one day, actually at my friend Kirill's warehouse, I shotgunned like 5 White Claws, and I thought it would be a good idea to go on Instagram Live. And I was wasted. So I was like, I pulled my top up and I just left it there. Like, I just didn't even put it back down. It wasn't even like, whoops, for a second. I was like, here are my boobs, like, the whole time. And then I may or may not have had this giant black toy that I was putting into my mouth, and I had them pour White Claw down the toy into my mouth. And it was just really bad and really messy. And then afterwards, I went on my Instagram story and I was like, guys, I'm still here. You can't get rid of me. Like, I may be hooking up with the CEO of Instagram, who knows? Like, but I'm here to stay. And then the next morning, deleted. And then there was all these like news articles saying that I got deleted for claiming I was hooking up with the CEO. Facebook had to release a statement saying I was getting no preferable treatment and that everything I was saying was false. And then I think a lot of people came after me on Twitter. They weren't happy with me. And I was upset with myself too. Like, I lost that account I had built up for years over a stupid drunk mistake. So I was pretty upset about that. But eventually I made a new one called The Real Kendra Sunderland. And that one got verified, and I had 175,000 followers. And then on April Fools, I got deleted again. And I'm still waiting for them to just come out and be like, April Fools, we got you, ha ha ha. But I think April Fools it's taking them a while.
Yeah. So I got a question. So having celebrity and building these accounts up, and like clearly the numbers, they shouldn't matter, but they do, but they, whatever. I mean, it doesn't make you more of a person or more of a legitimate human, but people want to work with you if you have the blue check, if you have big numbers. It doesn't matter if you have big cities, they want big numbers too.
Yeah, so, facts. And it sucks because like when I have that 2 million account and I have the blue check mark, like even having the blue check mark alone makes people notice you in the comments or in the messages. So like I was okay. Yeah, I was okay like rebuilding it back up. I was like, fine, you know what, I'll get there. And then once I lost that one, I was like, you know what, I'm really trying to not let this affect me mentally, because you're right, at the end of the day, like my life still moves on, the world still turns, like the world doesn't revolve around social media, but like it is a huge part of my job.
No, but you did lose a major tool for promotion. You did lose a major business tool. Any businessman, business person who loses a major asset has to then retool everything.
Right, your website crashes.
And and you also, I mean, no, if an Uber driver gets a flat tire, it's a problem. Like anybody who uses something that's essential for business has an issue. And not to mention, it took a long time to build up. So there's the disappointment in losing all of that stuff. Like it makes perfect. I hate it when I don't like it. I dislike it when people try to minimize the effect of social media in today's times. Like I understand that it's not the end all be all. You can cut it off. I do it all the time. And just I really don't care. I personally detox Chris, you know this. I detox from social media between Christmas and New Year's. I close everything and I delete all the apps.
And on Sundays.
Don't go up there. Yeah, and on Sundays.
He detoxes from the whole phone. Can't reach it.
Yeah. I put the whole thing
like,
down.
So what's up for this week? He's like, I was gone. I was unavailable.
I'll talk to you on Monday. Right. You'll still be here. I'll still be here. Right. But let's not make it sound as if
it's just a tool for kids to play around.
Right. Yeah, losing your IG in 2021
it's not just a sandbox.
No big deal. And it's just what the kids are on. Like, no, grown-ass adults really have things to do on IG. So let's stop that.
Another question. So a lot of people like to discount it for the business side of it. But also, I was talking to somebody about a relationship issue. They're like, not relationship issue. She just met a guy, right? And he is popping on the gram, if you will. Like people know who he is. Girls flirt. Heart faces under the pictures and all that. She's like, I don't know if I should, even deal with him because it seems like he's too into it, or he's too. I don't know if I could handle that. And I was like, well, at some point a few years ago, I would have said it's just social media. But I was like, social media is actually the club now. Also, people actually hook up off of there. So if you get with somebody, that is a piece of how they interact with the world. So I'm not saying you should like start a fight, break up with somebody if they like some big booty pictures that you don't like, whatever. But I think that it's actually a part of how we date and interact and flirt nowadays. So it's real.
It's everything. Like it's business, it's socializing, it's status, it's everything. So when you lose it, it hurts. Like I can't sit here and pretend like I'm all fine, mentally stable, totally happy without my Instagram. But there's also this other side where I have to remind myself, like, it's not the end of the world. My life still moves. I still have money. Like I'm still making money. It's not the end of the world, but it's a huge chunk, especially when your business revolves around publicizing yourself in that way or marketing yourself in that way.
Getting reviews, getting eyes on you.
Hard. Yeah, and then Instagram is discriminating on people in my industry. Like the thing that got my second account deleted is I spoke out and I was posting Playboy's posts where girls are literally topless. We're just barely blurring out the nipple, and like they get away with it because it's a big name company. Like big celebrities like Kendall Jenner, all of them get away with posting basically nude
a lot
photos.
Of nudity. Yeah,
and like people in my industry like get deleted for nothing, like literally for nothing, and it's so frustrating because it's like the whole rest of the world, like there's so many people out there that like are sexual online or like insinuating stuff. And just because like our job is actually our job, like we get discriminated on. Same with TikTok. Like all my TikToks get taken down for nudity and sexual activity. And I look through my For You page and I see so much worse stuff than what I'm trying to post. So it's so frustrating. It's so disheartening. It makes me not want to try again, but I just like, I have to remind myself, like, it's not the end of the world. Just get up and try again.
Two things. One, you have to realize that you are probably more important than the average bear. You actually made it to 2 million followers, so that's going to happen. And two, let this be a teachable moment for everybody watching this, and for all of the clients who are going to call me afterwards that I need to consult with. Let this be a teachable moment. Business never personal is a pipe dream. Business can very much become personal very quickly. If you call out the head of Instagram, they are not beyond being petty. That was like, had I been consulting you in that moment, I probably would have took your phone and threw it in a pool. Like, no, what are you doing? What are you doing?
Somebody should have done that, but damn.
They tried just about everything. They told me, don't do that, don't do that, don't do that. And I just don't listen. I also was very intoxicated, so it's very hard to reason with me at that
point.
Blame it on
that.
Kendra, look at me.
Literally.
Look at me. Look at me. Kendra, look at me. Look at me. Look at me. Full body tackle is what I would have done. 3-point stance, full body tackle. I'll ask for forgiveness instead of permission. You'll thank me later. Out of it, no, fuck it. Like if I had to break a rib, I would have got that phone out of your hands. It would have been a
I'm
full
dead.
body tackle.
I think everyone was just shocked, like sitting there, like I had so many people tweet about it, and then I had so many people that were like telling other people. They're like, oh, on set, they just came up to us and was like, do you see what Kendra's doing on Instagram Live? Like, do you see this? Like, I think a lot of people were
shocked. Went viral like a D-Nice party.
Yeah, it was like, oh, this is a lot bigger than I thought it was. So
I've actually never gotten drunk off of, I've never gotten drunk off of White Claw. But I guess if you drink them fast enough.
Yeah, if you shotgun them, that's the thing, is like, I normally like to shotgun them because it gets the whole can down super fast, so you don't have to worry about it. So if you shotgun about 5 of them, I would say you're probably going to be super drunk.
Yeah. It's like five shots straight to the blood supply.
I'm gonna sip this tea and let you ladies continue that talk.
He don't drink. He doesn't understand. He'll never understand.
No, I never will. I'm just gonna sit back here sober and enjoy the drunken shenanigans that happen around me on a daily basis. I love you, drinkers. You guys are super funny.
Alcohol can be fun. Alcohol can also be an excuse. Alcohol can also be a really bad idea sometimes. But did you take a break from alcohol after that, or
she's drinking a White Claw now?
No, or did you? I don't know how long ago that was. It was anyway.
That was December.
It was December. Or did you drink away your worries?
I think I've been self-medicating with my worries. I feel like life's not been good since December. A lot of things keep happening, so it's hard to stay afloat. But
personal or professional?
I wouldn't say I'm drinking every day. Like, I'm not, but
personal things or professional? You said a lot of things keep happening.
Both personal, professional, everything. Love life, everything.
Oh, not the love. Shit. That was actually my next question. Did any of this Instagram business or the flashing business affect your love life?
What is your love life like as an adult star?
That's kind of the same question.
It sucks.
Okay.
I'm gonna say it sucks. I feel like there's a lot of people that want to hook up with me, I want to fuck with me because of who I am, but then like, let's say I catch feelings, like they don't want anything to do with me because of my job. Like, you want to have fun, you want the fun part of it, you want to come like experience it, but you don't want to stick around, like you don't want to date me. So
you want to go to Six Flags, but you don't want to live there.
Yeah, right. Like, but you can't handle Six Flags every single day, or like you can't handle everybody going to Six Flags, So it's like, it's hard. But I don't know.
Everybody gets to go to even on that metaphor, everybody gets to go to Six Flags, but not you. You have to have a special badge and a laminate to be allowed behind the scenes. Like, sure, everybody gets to go to the park, but there are definitely sections of the park that you can't get to as an average civilian. They have security.
And to continue with that though, you wanted to go to Six Flags to ride the ride. You didn't necessarily want to have to grease the wheels and turn the machines on and off. And that's the special place you get to go that other people can't go, is actually dealing with the real person.
Right, but that's the maintenance. That's
yeah.
the maintenance that comes. That's the responsibility and the maintenance that comes with, as we said, living at the park. Once you've decided to move in, this is now your home, and you have to take care of that. All the privilege
and all the responsibility.
Right, and that's with any relationship with anyone. I hate. I gotta stop saying hate. I really don't like dehumanizing anyone based on what they do, and that maybe I'm a little biased. I dated a porn star for 3 years, but I never liked the fact that someone could decide that they were no longer a person and reduce them to those 30 minutes or hour that you saw on screen, or those 15 minutes of that one scene. Like, that's always just because Crystal, my fabulous partner here, is a model, professional. She's also a fitness expert. She gets to be way more than that when she leaves the gym. She gets to be way more than that when you're not looking at the camera, when you're not looking at the picture. She comes on here and she doesn't talk about modeling. She brings up fitness when it's appropriate. She brings up modeling when it's appropriate, but she has a full life outside of that. She doesn't just talk about those things. She's more than that. Kendra gets to be more than what you saw when you were watching it and admiring her work. Like, that's how that goes. That's the human aspect. And I wish we could like snap out of it with that nonsense. Excuse me. This is Mr. Meg. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
Yes, that was just a lovely soapbox there.
Definitely. It's hard. Relationships, like, I'm just like any other girl. I want attention, like I want affection, like I want to feel like you think I'm the most beautiful girl. Like, I want to feel like the most beautiful girl in the world to you. So like, adding on top of that you also have to be okay with me going to work, which, like, I think it takes a very strong person to understand that there's a difference between work and then there's a difference between intimacy with a partner that you actually really care about.
Yeah.
Like, I go to work, I don't even really talk to my co-stars all that much. Like, I go to work with them, get my check, go about my day. And at the end of the day, like, when I'm leaving work, whoever I'm talking to or my significant person, like, I want to talk to them immediately. Like, I want to fall asleep with them on the phone. Like, I want to see them. So it takes a really strong person to understand the difference, because I feel like nobody understands the adult industry unless you're in it. Like, you can have your perceptions of it, you can hear about it, but nobody truly understands what it's like unless you're in it. And it's hard because I don't want to date a fellow performer. Like, I want a civilian. I want somebody that like has a regular job. It was like, it's like all about me.
Right.
But I'm also very hard to love. Like, I want a lot of attention. Like, I'm whiny. Like, I'm baby. Like, I want your love and affection. And on top of that, you have to deal with me going to work. And not only that, then you have to deal with when the scene comes out. You have to deal with all your friends being like, oh my God, how could you date her? Like, I could never date somebody in the industry. I could never date somebody like that. Like, you have to explain yourself to people that, like,
we had a wonderful couple on here that actually they deal with the problem of being banned, shadow banned, like having a hard time on social media, websites, etc., getting their attention. But they actually met because they were both, he was a performer and she was curious about it, which means it's the most amazing, like, they actually are kind of together because of the freedom to do that. And they teach other people, like, they became teachers in the adult world and fetish world, and it's pretty cool to me because, like you said, when people come to them like, I could never, like, I guess they use it as teachable moments, like they get to explain. So you would have to be with a guy that has an answer every time somebody's like, how could you, or why would you, that has an answer or has like a real strong
it's a
sense of, that's what makes her so special, and I get to be with her. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, y'all like the scene though, right? And she's mine.
Like, y'all want
and she's
her,
mine. That's the point.
End of the day, she's calling me. Yeah, like,
right. That should be the kind of strength that it comes with. Also, I was going to add on to what you're saying.
I'm taking all of this as a compliment, by the way. Thank you very much. Please proceed. Continue. I'm loving this. You might as well just be saying my name in front of all of it. So Mecca has to be a really strong person. I'm loving it. Just keep going. This is awesome. I feel so seen. Please continue.
I was going to say, Also, I think you were saying a lot of people could never understand the adult industry unless they're in it. The problem is everyone's in the sex, not industry, but world. Like, unless you're completely celibate or literally can't get any, everyone is choosing when and how and where and who to have sex with, right? So the fact that a lot of people need excessive alcohol or enough lies to get in bed with someone, and you're just able to do it as a choice, right? Like, I can do this, I can put on a show, I can make it look good, like it's an art or a talent, etc., whatever. But a lot of people, I almost think it's an insecurity because they're afraid of sex on some level. I think a lot of people are so afraid of, because we've been told in this country that sex is a sin or that it's nasty or wrong or bad, and yet
there are stigmas.
And yet we celebrate the fuck out of it when you have a baby or when you get married,
right?
Which means
having a baby is basically keeping cum as a pet. I completely agree with you.
Oh my God.
Right. So the whole country celebrates sex when it's, as long as we're not talking about insertion. Like the idea of
it's cool to get laid.
Sex on billboards, sexiness, all of it is selling sex, but we're scared of actual sex. And when it's in your face, I think it's
do you know what my reply was to people who would step to me about my girl? Like when we were out and they would start talking, like anybody who had anything to say,
everybody's had your girl, everyone sees her holes.
Yeah, but you haven't.
Right. Not in person, bro.
You have no. You haven't, like, not at all. One, I'm here for free. She's not being paid to do me. I'm here for free. I skipped the line. I'm in the VIP. And three, you name me the woman that you were with who was a virgin.
Right.
You have no idea how many dudes your woman has been with. At least I have a clue. And I personally don't give a shit because I'm still here at the end of the day. And they go. And the fourth one, which is the hardest part to get into somebody's mind, and what I think Kendra touched on slightly, it is not the sex that we picture in our minds when we're with our partners or we're seducing someone or someone is seducing us is absolutely 100% not what happens on set. It is so mechanical and it is so 1, 2, 3, A, B, and C, X, Y, and Z.
Redo
and I'm
that
out.
scene. We got to get a different angle. Like,
yeah,
I've been on regular sets.
Intimacy.
I've been on regular sets, not
no.
sets. So I can imagine, like, how you want to stop in mid-stroke because we're professionals, I guess, right?
I have heard the things I've heard women say to men on set and vice versa. This is when I say strictly business. I am not kidding. They are not here because they couldn't wait to get it on with each other. They may like their co-stars. Don't get me wrong. You may actually be cool with the person that you're shooting with, but it's so mechanical. It just took whatever stigma and whatever fear I had in my head. She just put the phone on, like we were like FaceTiming. I think. No, back then we were Skyping, and she just let me watch, and it was, oh man, it was nothing fun about it. It just completely, it looked like work. It looked like work. It didn't look like fun. It looked like work.
Well, very few painters do you want to watch paint, right? You want to see the painting. Painting takes a long time. Painting, the beginning, the first, I don't know, if it takes 5 hours, the first 4, you don't even know what the hell they're painting, right? Mm-hmm. You're putting pieces together and all that, but the final product is amazing, right? So I don't want to watch someone cook. I just want to eat the food. Personally, there's a lot of people that like cooking shows, but like the work that you do has a finished product, and so I get it. I think. I was gonna ask, how do you pick? Totally separate. How do you pick your scenes? Like, is there things that you won't do? Is there things that you get excited about or get like turned off by?
Well, it just depends. I'm working on writing some scenes myself of some of my own ideas, but for the most part, they book me. They'll say, "Can I book you for this day, whatever type of scene with this performer?" I'll say yes or no, and then I'll get like the script a couple days before or whatever, and then when I get there, like it's basically like they ask you. We have a lot of like precautions, so they do like a pre-shoot checklist where they like talk to you. They're like, have you seen each other's tests? Have you looked over the script? Are you okay with everything? It's always like, if you're not comfortable with anything in the script, we can always change it. And then beforehand, we have like a checklist. So there's every single type of sexual act that you could do, like anything you can think of that you could have done to you, and you write yes or no. And then before the scene, we go over everybody's checklist so everybody knows what's okay and what's not okay with each person. We have like a word for when we want to cut, when we want to stop. It's not necessarily good or bad, but there's always like a talent assistant on set. Like, it's always very cautious about making sure everybody is like consensual, everyone's heard, and everyone just has a good day on set. You never want somebody to like say that they had a bad day on set or that they were uncomfortable. So,
well, I was going to say, because especially, I don't know if this has always been the case. I'm sure that, I mean, the industry has been around for ever, but and it had to evolve like any industry in these days. There's like the Me Too movement. People, I don't think a lot of people would even think that it's relevant because everyone's already doing the nasty on set. But it's so important because because of that. Like, imagine a regular boardroom, nobody's touching. So if anybody touches, it could be inappropriate. But if everybody's already touching and doing things, it's that much closer to could go wrong. So I think it's really good and it's important.
Facts, yeah. And it's like everyone thinks that like we're so disgusting or we're so grimy or like we're
Free
so
for all
bad
or something.
Like, we get tested so often. Like, we get tested every 2 weeks. You show how often do you go to hook up with somebody, like a one night stand or whatever? Show them your STD test. Sit down before you guys have sex and say, this is what I'm okay with. This is not what I'm okay with. If anytime I'm not okay with something, I'll say this word. Like, never, nobody ever does that. Like, we are the safest, like, out of all of them. So it's like, for people to judge us and be like, oh, you guys are bad. Like, we're actually like the safest, and we're creating a product everybody enjoys. Like, you all watch it. So don't try and like point your finger at us like we're bad. Like, come on, like, nobody sits down with their partner beforehand and goes through what you can and can't do, you know?
I was talking about that with somebody recently, or not super recently, but like about talking about what you want to do but still making it sound cool, because you don't want to sound like you're having a counseling session before sex or even during sex. You know, a little to the left, right? You feel it's icky to be like, I don't like that. You know, like, you want to go with the flow. So I was like, figuring out how to be in the moment or keep it cool, but get what you want or stop what you don't want.
That's in the presentation.
Right, exactly.
That's in the present. You don't say ew, stop that, but you just maybe move their hand over. Like, right. You know what I mean?
Ow, baby, no.
No, don't.
I mean, if it hurts.
No, listen. Don't say no. Just make the adjustment and just go from there. Like, there's definitely tact and etiquette. My question is,
say an ow if it hurts.
Sure. Okay. Sure. Yeah. Sure. Whatever you need. Sorry. Excuse me. Sure. God forbid. I'm just, never mind. Anyway.
But also, I mean, I was just thinking about somebody that says, like, it sounds like they're complaining. How do you get somebody, if a guy won't go down on you, and you don't be like, babe, you never go down on me. He's not going to want to start going down on you, like, because you said that. You see what I'm saying? If you start, you're just like, babe, instead be like, babe, I miss your mouth. I don't know, something sexier, something that makes it a positive instead of, you suck, you don't do this anymore.
Sit on my face. It's really not difficult. Like, I've never what the phrase is, a closed mouth does not get fed. How do we skip past this centuries old wisdom to now getting around to saying, I wish you would, could you please, I would like if you, no. Like, if we rocking and we're in the moment, like I said, come on, post up, get your Post Malone on, post up, and we'll go from there. We'll figure it out. And if I'm with it, I'll keep going. But if I'm not with it, then that brings me to another question. Kendra, how do you, I know the personal life is kind of iffy right now, But how do you that first of all, I'm here to tell you that won't last. There's a little bit of reassurance for you. That won't last. You'll be fine. You'll be fine.
Yeah.
And my second thing is, how do you separate, or do you separate the performer from the girlfriend when it comes time for sexy stuff? Are those two separate people, or do they kind of blend? What does that look like for you?
I'd say it's kind of hard because like my name is my real name, so it's not like other performers where like your performance is like your stage name, so like you're able to separate that from who you are. Mm-hmm. But for me, it's like performing. It's like if I'm not gonna come out, if I have a boyfriend, I'm not gonna come out every night in lingerie and heels and like play this person. And like most of the time I'm fucking lazy. Like I don't want to dress up or whatever. Like in like to my significant other, to get the lingerie, the heels, the whole experience, like that's a special moment. Like that's a holiday or your birthday or something special. Because like, yeah, I do it for work, but I'm also getting paid thousands of dollars. Like, are you gonna pay me every single time you want me to do that for you? No, like it's a performance. So it's like I really only do it rarely for the other person, but that doesn't mean like I'm not still like the same, like I'm just boring, like I'm a boring dead fish, I'm just gonna lay there. Like there's a fine line in between. I'm still myself. But as far as like, you're lucky if you get the full lingerie, heels, full like porn star moment.
Well, that's just wardrobe. No, that's just wardrobe. I'm talking about like the mechanics. I don't really mean like the outfit. I mean the actual actions. I know some people, I can't even mention names. Some folks who I'm cool with have a hard time turning on the performer when they want to get down with their significance, and some of them don't turn it off. So they'll get in bed with their person and still kick the same. It's almost like they're reading the script. Like it's all the same dirty talk. It's all the same dirty lingo.
Yeah. I don't talk as dirty in person. I feel like because when you're performing, like you have to continuously say things, otherwise it gets boring. Like you have to continuously say things. But like if I'm really into this person, I'm not just gonna continue blabbing. Like I want to kiss them. I want to do positions that, like in porn, you have to do whatever looks good for the camera. Like
right.
There's
some positions in real life don't look that good.
Yeah,
awkward.
They don't feel that great.
Yeah, there's maybe like
some of the ones that look good don't feel good.
Chance, maybe like 2% chance in my real life, I'm gonna climb on top the way, because like I have big chest, so they always want me facing the camera on top, bouncing up and down. There's reverse like a cowgirl chance. Yeah, I'm gonna do reverse cowgirl on you in our real life. Like I hate it. My legs hurt. It doesn't even feel that great. Like I'm not even looking at you. Like whatever. Like there's like a very small chance I do that, but when I'm performing, like they want it every single time because of my boobs. Like it's exhausting and stuff like that. So like I might not do like all the same positions, but it's like you kind of, in my personal life, I'm more worried about what feels good than what looks good.
Yeah, totally thumbs up. You got thumbs up from both.
No, that I mean, that shouldn't that be? I feel we're back with. I've always felt that there is such a thing as being too concerned with what it looks like versus what it is. In my consulting business, anytime I speak to a client, most of my clients are overly concerned with the perception versus what it is. Example, if we're talking contracts, right? They want a big advance so they can floss and they can do X, Y, Z, A, B, and C. Meanwhile, the contract that ends up paying you the most and letting you keep 60% of everything you generate is way better than the one that's offering you a huge advance that you have to pay back. But the aesthetics take most people out completely. They're more concerned with how it looks, stepping out of a Benz, red bottom shoes, versus stepping out of a cab with 70% of your income in pocket and another 70% on the way. Like there's so many people who care. And I think that bleeds over into someone's personal life too. You're way more concerned with what people think about the perception of your relationship, the perception of your girlfriend, the perception of your lives together, how that stuff looks. People are way more concerned about that than what it is. Okay, you're looking at my girl on, and just to go to Kendra, you're looking at my lady on camera, you're seeing her do X, Y, Z, A, B, and C. That cannot be more important than the times that we have off camera. I can't be more concerned about what you think you see than what I'm actually getting to experience and what we're experiencing together. Like that can't be.
And that comes from confidence. That's like you can.
Is that what that is?
Yeah.
Confidence. Yeah, you have to be confident in yourself and your relationship, because like you have to really look at yourself and be like, I'm okay. You have to really like look at it and be like, you have to understand what you have with someone is so much deeper. Like you could have lust for your scene partner, like you could be attracted to them. You could have a really good scene where it looks like you guys are super intimate, but in my head, I'm thinking about what I'm gonna eat afterwards. I'm thinking about what I'm gonna smoke afterwards. I'm thinking about going home to my cats. Like I'm thinking about calling my significant other. Like I'm thinking about so many other things. It takes a really confident person to be like, you know what? I know our connection is stronger than that, and like I know that she genuinely loves me, she genuinely cares for me, and I'm getting like to see the real Kendra. Like people see the star Kendra, but like getting to know the real Kendra and honestly being able to put up with the real Kendra, like that takes a very strong, confident person.
That's what I was gonna say. I'm not sure your relationship issues are landing more on your job than they are the other stuff you described. I'm a brat.
She's like,
I need wild attention. Like
I'm a fucking mess. I'm a fucking mess, especially this year. This has been the hardest year because I'm such a happy, bubbly, positive person. And this year has literally eaten me alive and like pooped me out. Like I am so freaking tired of this year, and it's only April. So like I can't. God bless the kid that puts up with me this year, honestly.
Whew. Well, spring is springing. I have a question, and it's sort of off topic, but
not going to talk all this blasphemy during Aries season. I am offended. We will not do this.
Taurus up next.
Y'all are next. We got now. I don't want all this slander on my
Gemini.
season.
Oh, she's Gemini. That's why. I'm just kidding.
I said what I said. No slander. you slander your season, Two-Face. Don't you come over here talking all that business. It's goat season.
So which boob is which personality? I'm just kidding.
Oh, for the love of God.
No, but I actually wanted to ask specifically, we were talking about scenes and why they want, titties first, or titties, always facing front and all that stuff. Do you, what people like about you oftentimes isn't necessarily what you like best. I've discovered that, right? Do you get, how do I say? Do you get enjoyment from having big old boobies? Do you like, or is it annoying at some point, or is it overdone?
It's a love-hate relationship I have with my boobs, because they're great, they're fun, they're bouncy, they look great on most tops. I show them to people, I get stuff for free, but I have to carry them around all the time, and my back hurts. My posture is crap. By the time I'm 40, I'm probably going to be like the hunchback of Notre Dame or whatever. Like they physically pain me, but they do more good for me than bad, I guess.
She just described my exact relationship with my hair. How funny is that?
Something else.
No, I wasn't going to say anything else. No, that's the exact way I feel about. Like,
oh wow!
They're heavy, they're bouncy, but I show people them and I get stuff for free. Like that's you just kind of got my posture is crap. It hurts. My neck is all
by
over
40. You're gonna
who knows?
Well, because also I was gonna say all these girls that get their bodies done in certain ways, and I always just wonder like, when I had breast cancer like 8 years ago, and I had little boobies. And I got them redone, replaced, and then all of a sudden I was like the Barbie blonde with boobs, and I was like, I don't know if I want to be that, like, because I just felt like that was going to be the persona, and I would never get Crystal out there. Like, people wouldn't know me. They would just be like, oh, like, I would look like porn star, pop star K, and that's not what I was, right? Which is a fine look, but as far as me trying to get in music or in fitness and all that, it just felt like I wouldn't be able to be seen past it. So all the girls that get their bodies done and stuff, I wonder, like they love to twerk and show off these new booties, but does anyone look at their face anymore? Or does anybody care about who the girl is past the body that they spent so much money on? It's like hard to see the girl.
I feel like
you
have to like demand that from people. Like, I remember I've had these big boobs since like high school. And I remember just like everyone always talking about them, or it always being about that. And like, I remember I was fighting with my like cousin one time, and I heard her say like, oh, people only talk to her because of her cleavage. And I just remember being like, you know what? Like, at the end of the day, like, you're just saying this because you're insecure with yourself. I'm secure with myself. Like, yeah, people might be just staring at my boobs, but I know that I have more to offer than that. Behind these big boobs, like, I know that there's more to me. So I think you just have to be confident and like wear the boobs. Don't let the boobs wear you.
That excuse, that first of all, that was a bar. Second of all,
drops mic.
That was a bottle service.
Girls, rub
bar.
on your titties. Rub on your
exactly. that was a bottle service girl bar. That's exactly what that was. And number two, that is such a crap excuse. I hate. I gotta stop saying that. I can't stand hearing that. It really annoys me. People only talk to you because fill in the blank. Mm-hmm. People only talk to anyone because fill in the blank. We're not talking to people for no reason. Where did you get
the cleavage can't talk back? So they're talking because of the cleavage, but then they're talking to you.
But my whole thing is, where did you get the moral high ground where once upon a time, which could have been 5 minutes ago, somebody only spoke to you because of blank, and it was something that you probably had no control over. Somebody only talked to you because you look like a New Yorker and they need direction. Somebody only talked to you because their phone is dead and you had a charger. Somebody only talked to you because they needed the time and you had a watch. Right. Yeah. Somebody only talked to you because you have a whole bunch of years of experience in the field that they really want to be a part of. Somebody only talked to you because
they thought my hair was cool. Boom.
No, even.
But then they're talking to you
because you've been working out for so long, and they want the information, they want the cheat code, they want to look like you. Somebody only talks to Kendra because she's in this circle in this fabulous house, and they want to know how to do the exact same thing. But it can be anything. Somebody only talked to you because you killed them at chess, and they want to learn how to play chess. Like, that's everybody. How is that? They only talk to you because your boobs are big. All right, somebody's only going to talk to you because your boobs are small. A guy who only wants small boobs, he's coming to you, and you just got to go find that market and then kick it. Like, hang out. That's your path. I don't get that. That's so corny. Disqualifying an entire human being because of someone else's perception. Now you have to wear that. So because this guy has a big boob fetish, according to the people in high school, because this guy has a big boob fetish, somehow something's wrong with you. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. Yeah. That makes no sense.
Yeah,
I'm done.
I'm glad I learned all of this at a young age, because when the library thing came out, I was 19. Like,
what was the library thing? Describe it, because I have not seen it. I don't know.
Okay, so I was in college and I started as a webcam girl to make money, and one night my viewers told me I would get more money and more viewers if I went someplace public. And they said Starbucks, but I was like, everyone's going to see me pull my titties out of the Starbucks, and I don't want to be banned from Starbucks. So the library, my college library, was like the closest thing. So I went there. I did a webcam show, just like playing around, flashing and stuff in the library. And then a couple months later, somebody posted it on Pornhub with my legal name, Kendra Sunderland masturbates in Oregon State Library. It blew up because everyone in the college blew it up. In my hometown, Salem, Oregon, it blew up. And then I guess it was well known everywhere in the news. Like, people told me they saw me in the news in other countries. Like, it was crazy. And so I had to learn. Thankfully, before then, I was confident in myself. I had learned you know what? screw everybody. I'm happy. This is the life that I want to live. Like, you think that you need to go to college to get a good job and that you'll be happy. But like, everyone has different things that make them happy. So how are you going to hate on me for doing
plenty
this?
of people that did the right way and are not happy. So
yeah, I'm like, I was like, I had to like a switch. There's like a switch where you start to like realize you don't care what anyone says. You want to live your life for you. Like, I don't care that my mood got out and everyone called me pepperoni nipples. Like, I was like, I'm happy with myself and my body. That was really when it switched. And I was like, you know what? Fuck all of you guys. Like, I love my life. I love my body. I'm making good money. I made like $3,000 for a 2-week period. As a broke college student, I was like, y'all can suck it. Like, y'all, I'm going off and I'm taking this and I'm running with it. So thankfully, by the time the library thing got out, I was already confident. I was like, screw you guys. I'm going to go explore this. Like, I don't care what anyone has to say. I don't care if you think I don't love myself.
Do you think it ever would have, you ever would have gone down this road if that hadn't come out sort of without your permission? Do you think you might have ever explored this industry?
Or would you have used that college degree?
I dropped out. So once I started webcamming and I was making money, I was going to my accounting classes and I was like, dude, this blows. I do not want a desk job for the rest of my life. I don't want to continue this, to go find a job, be in tons of debt, and be told what I can and can't do. I'm like, I've always been a free spirit. I've always been very open about myself and my sexuality. So it just like, it felt right to go this route instead. I don't think I wouldn't be as big or like where I am today if it wasn't for that. I think I might have eventually gotten to adult films, but it would have been a lot different and a lot slower pace getting there. This kind of like pushed me through the door, pushed me into this, like,
you cannonballed right in.
Yeah, so like I'm happy with the way everything happened. Like, I'm happy with my life. I've made a lot of mistakes, but like I'm happy where I am today, and I don't think that I would be exactly here if it wasn't for that. So I am thankful for that.
I was gonna say that moment that you can't turn back and you have to, it's not can't turn back as if I wanted to turn back or you wanted to, but the moment of no return is so freeing, because like when my hair started coming out, because I got the new boobs and then I was like, and then my haircut started like breaking off, and all of a sudden I just cut it and I was bald basically. I had a little mohawk thing and I was like, dude, I get to be a rock star and no one compares me to Barbies anymore. I was like, whoa, I can just be this. And that's the moment that I could say, oh, your opinion.
Yeah, it's definitely
like, don't you miss long hair? I was like, nope. I'm good.
We're very blessed because people will go all their life worrying about what other people think. You'll be 50 years old still worrying what other people think, and I'll be damned if that's me. Like, no, I'm gonna go off and do whatever the fuck I want, and I don't care what anyone has to say. And I'm very blessed to have had that switch at 19. Like, I'm so blessed. So
amen.
Yeah, I think I got mine at 13.
Ooh.
I got in a huge argument with my family over rap and hip hop culture, and they thought that I was dooming myself to a life of, just being a bum because they didn't see any future in it. Right. And we got into like a pretty good argument, and right in the middle of it, I realized I didn't care what anyone in the room was saying besides myself. Like, I really had no concern. And as soon as that hit me, as soon as that level of
anymore either.
As soon as that level of indifference just kind of like sunk in, the only thing I felt was, you're wasting your time. Like, I felt corny. Like, I was literally just like, you're wasting your time. This is stupid. Why are you talking to these people who are dedicated to not getting it?
Right. And they're arguing to argue, arguing to be right.
Yeah, like,
arguing to change your opinion.
I don't want to be right necessarily. I want to be happy. But these people who are arguing with me have no idea what makes either one of those things happen. Me being right or me being happy. So why am I listening to you? I went out, dated a porn star, pierced my lip, grew my hair all super long, covered my arm in tattoos, got them all over my back. Like, I stopped like giving, I stopped being self-conscious about how long my tongue was. I stopped being self-conscious
Still don't
about.
look. Wait, what? Yeah, he'll take a picture with he's like sticking his tongue out, and I'm like a sister. I'm like show her.
Close your eyes. 3, 2. Not you, woman.
Me. I'm the sister. I don't want to see it.
All right, 3, 2, 1.
Oh wow.
And we're done. All right, Crystal, come on back.
Okay.
You're ridiculous.
Small.
Oh, that is like not there at all. She's got like this little puppy paw tongue happening. That's ridiculously fun. Look at that little thing.
I was gonna say, listen to your story about the the argument stuff. I heard the greatest. I don't know if it was actually him, but it was a video of Lionel Richie, and he's telling this story. He's like on a private plane. He's living it up. And this guy, he's like, so this guy asked me, Lionel, you're very famous, successful. Any advice you can give to people that want to, be like you or win at life like you? And he goes, never argue. And the guy goes, yeah, but Lionel, like, sometimes you have to prove a point. Sometimes, things are worth arguing for. He goes, you're right. But
wow.
See, right? The second someone wants to argue, it's an argument. It's usually, and if you're arguing with an idiot, they say from a distance you can't tell the difference.
Yeah.
Type of thing. So you're like, you know what? All good.
My father
Gucci.
told me, don't argue to
be right.
His whole thing was in a relationship. I was talking to him about how to handle a girlfriend I was with at the time, and he said, never argue. Never argue to win the fight. Argue to find a solution.
Right.
It's not you
You're
versus
arguing against
her.
the problem.
It's two of you versus the problem. So if you're with a woman, these are his words. If you're with a woman who wants to be right more than she wants to be happy, walk out the door, run away, and never look back. Do not argue to win the fight. If you're with a woman who just wants to win the fight, she doesn't care about being happy. Run, get out of Dodge. And that sunk in after I got into the big argument with my family, and it just occurred to me, like, I'm sitting here arguing to be right about a bunch of people who have no say.
Right, but your happiness,
yeah. And I'm really, and thankfully today in 2021, I didn't listen to them, and I'm now on this fabulous podcast wearing like one of my favorite hoodies, talking to these two fabulous people about fabulous life. And yeah, I think I won. I think I won. I think we all won.
Yeah. And as rough as, just to point out, as rough as this year is, I'm really happy to hear you say, Kendra, that you feel blessed with how your life has gone. Because when we focus, I mean, I'm going to sound like a life coach or something. When we focus on the rough spots, like, it's hard sometimes to like back up and see the overarching glass half full. Like, yeah, the glass might be half empty, but you have water to drink. Like, you're not starving in a desert. Like, things aren't as bad as they can seem in the moment. I get, bogged down as happy as people think I am. I have like these little depressive sides. I'm just like, can't see out of it. And the second I go do something like ride a bike or some funny memes online even can bring me out of it. I'm like, all right, that was funny.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm all right. Like, I'm alive, kicking it,
Kendra is in Cali sipping a White Claw with her boobs out and a matching hat, like
at a beautiful view with a pool. I need to get the pool.
Yeah, like if you complain to me, I'm just gonna hit the mute button.
What do you have next? Do you have stuff planned? Are you working this week? Are you chilling? What's your plan?
What are you pushing? This is the part where you tell us what you're pushing.
Yeah. What should people go click?
I'll give my spiel. I made a new Instagram for now. I didn't want to, but I did. It's Kendra Sunderland X3. My Twitter is KS Library Girl. My OnlyFans is onlyfans.com/KS Library Girl. I have a website where I have full-length videos. You can become a member and see them automatically, or you can buy them clip store style. You can buy anything that I've like worn or touched or used. Ooh. And you can find some merch of mine on there. That's Kendra Sunderland VIP .com. I have a digital magazine all about sex, drugs, and money. It's called SMD Magazine. You can find it at smdmagazine.com. I'm working on the second issue, which is going to be even crazier than the last. And yeah, watch me on browsers. I'm contracted to them, so you'll find me on all of their websites.
Nice.
Hey, all right, funky fresh. Well, this has been super spectacular.
Thank you for joining us, darling.
Did you have a
Thank
good
you for
time?
having me.
Was this cool? Did you have a good time?
Great. Thank you so much for having me.
Multiple stars, you would tell your friends, must recommend, that kind of thing.
5 out of 5, of course.
All right.
He wants the whole facts review of us.
Yeah, I'm trying to get. I mean, she's probably got some friends who are just as cool as she is. I want them to know that this is a safe space. Everything's kosher around here. We gonna ask some real questions, but we don't do the flim flam filth. We keep it funky.
Yeah.
If you can sit through an occasional TED talk and some inspirational stuff, you're fine. You're fine. Thank you so much for joining us. We listen, next time you have something else that you want to promote, or you want to, push a new Instagram page because the other one got, like, come on back. We'll be right here for you. In the meantime,
see me again.
that's the plan. In the meantime, in between time, I'm your man, Mr. Mech.
And I'm Crystal Levin.
This has been the M+M+M show, aka the show. May you live as long as you want and never want as long as you live. Do us all a favor. Go get laid. Peace.
And go watch her get laid.